You're listening to the AZREIA Show. If you're looking for quality real estate investing information that you can trust, you've found it. Stay tuned and join the tens of thousands of members that have already benefited from AZREIA, your home for education, market information, support, and networking opportunities that will advance your real estate investing career.
Hello and welcome to the AZREIA Show. This is your weekly dose of real talk, real deals, and real estate success right here in the great state of Arizona. And in today's episode, we have Dave Franecki, who's been a staple here at the AZREIA. He's been around. He's seen multiple market cycles. So we're just going to talk to Dave, talk to him about what he's doing in the market and what he's seeing. So Dave, welcome to the show, man.
Thank
Let's
you.
dive
I
in.
appreciate being here.
Yeah, man.
Honor, because I go back to Alan Langston days. But I've never been this on the front stage. So thank you.
Yeah, no, man. No, we'd love to get all perspectives here, man. You've been a longtime member. You always share your wealth of information. Still always looking to do deals. Like that's
Right.
the type of member we want. That's the type of
Right.
people we want here. So yeah, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been out there for
What color was it
Yeah.
actually before?
I'm sorry?
What color was your hair before?
Brown.
All right.
And then there was a bottle in the middle there.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool, man.
So give us your perspective, Dave. So you've been around for a while. Give us a brief history of who you are, what you've been doing.
Okay, of late, I went back to my early 2000 days to Tonopah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I saw opportunity there. I want to get back into the real estate market because I had been out of it for 4 or 5 years with all the COVID stuff.
Mm.
Okay. So I know Tonopah. So I started looking at dirt. I'll just call it dirt versus land. And the reason is at this stage of my life, I want to keep things simple. I don't want to get over involved. It's got to be simple. So what I found was, going back to then, was buying land. You can break it up 5 times, survey it, and you're ready to go. There's no special approvals, no nothing. It's just, I call it blow and go.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. And then the other thing I found is that, quote unquote, nobody's got money. So what's my other background? So in the 2013 to now, I was heavy in the notes
Okay.
through the training and everything that I received there and that Note Investors Forum, things like that. So I saw that I could help people get into that product. But I thought, I don't want to hold the paper forever because of inflation and whatever else. I want to keep rolling my money. Right. Okay. So then I thought, okay, and who's the typical buyer out there? I'm going to use the term migrants. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just they're Hispanics or whatever. But they're strong people. They want to they want to own a piece of America.
Right.
Okay. They want to move their family out there. And it's like, why not?
Yeah.
So then I thought, okay, and they're riding around. So I ended up doing, we talked in the other day, guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
Okay. So just the yellow and black signs. So get the people to call me. So what I found was if I could offer seller financing, then I can sell the note right away. It's a win for everybody.
Love
Okay.
it.
But I'm not going to do the blow and go $1,000 down and you're good, whatever. I don't believe in that. That's just not my philosophy. Because the chances of those folks walking, if they hit a hard spot in life, it's going to be tough. And I don't want to hold the bag.
Right.
Okay. And I'm not going to oversell the product either. So I thought, what can I do? So I thought, okay, what if I got a third down? And my term is, and this is not negative, I want to get my claws into them. I want to make them accountable, which is, I think is fair. And they have that. They can prove that. They can make their payments. They're all hardworking people.
Okay.
Very hardworking people. So they come in, they say, I like it. But what I'm also finding is that they come in groups, meaning brother and sister, brother and friend. They buy 2 lots at a time. So I get 2 sales for basically 1, but I do 2 separate notes. So I get a third down. It's a quick closing, close it in 2 weeks. I already got all the title work done, the survey done and whatever else. And they're in. And they're not, they're concerned about their monthly payment. They're concerned about, and it took me a while to learn what the market is in terms of what they will pay.
Yeah.
And I'm finding that the magic number in Tonopah It's $30,000 plus or minus.
Okay.
That's just their,
Yeah.
and it's just, they got this fixation. They don't look at anything else. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other thing. So then as I'm creating these, it's like, okay, what else can I do to make it work for them? So I really find out from these folks, why are they buying?
So let me ask you this, Dave, because I know you earlier in your career, you was a real estate agent. So when you came back into the market, why did you decide to go to dirt or land versus traditional route of rentals, houses, flipping,
Okay.
being a traditional
Fair.
agent? Why take the
When
difference?
I got into real estate in Cincinnati in the late 70s, I was in the the Cincinnati REIA,
Mm-hmm.
and Clarence Jones was running it, and they were promoting the rentals. So I bought junk rentals around the University of Cincinnati. And I found out real quickly, I didn't want to be a landlord.
Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that cut that out. And I was buying in areas that were weak in terms of high quality.
Right.
Shame on me, but just the way it was.
You was just getting me in.
Right.
Okay.
So that was that aspect. And, I just didn't want to deal with it. It just didn't fit my personality.
And you know what? And that drives home the point, of doing like the entrepreneurial assessment, so you'll know kind of what your aim is, right? Because real estate is so broad. You could be a landlord, you could be a flipper, you could be a wholesaler, you could be a syndicator, you could do dirt, you could do notes, and a lot of people come in, with their eyes wide open saying, hey, I want to be a real estate investor. And it's like, but then they don't know which way to go. So it was good that you said, you know what? This is what I want to focus on, and this is what I want to do.
And a lot of people saying, well, if you're going to get wealthy in real estate, you got to be a landlord. Well, there's got to be another way.
Mm-hmm.
So going way back in my career, I was a commercial landscape contractor in Cincinnati. So I was always creating from scratch.
Right.
And that was in my personality too, plus working hard. So so then after that, and actually I bought 40 acres in southeastern Indiana, right outside of Cincinnati. And I put up a home. We put in a pond and whatever. It was creative. I love the creativity. That just really drives me. Creativity and working hard. That's just who I am as a person. It's just the way it is. Okay. And then I found out the other thing in life. The economy controls what you do. We were talking about before the interview. Can you believe this? In your business, can you function with 22% interest rates?
Yeah, it sounds pretty high.
So as a landscape contractor in the early 80s, when the economy was falling, as a commercial landscape contractor, we were borrowing money from First National Bank of Cincinnati at 22% interest.
Wow.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, you had to be creative.
Right.
Yeah.
So at that point, I thought, I got to get out of here. So my wife at the time said, let's move to Portland, Maine. So I go there with $15,000 in my pocket, become an agent. I'm gonna get rich.
Uh-huh.
But I also found there was opportunity there. And that being, this was in Scarborough, which is just outside of Portland. There was a 20-acre, 18-acre parcels, an old New England Cape with an old barn going back to the 1860s. My wife said, I want that house. I thought, okay. So I had nothing. So I cut a deal, creative financing. This is what we've been talking about too. Close on the house in 6 months with a 98% FHA. How do I get there? I'm an agent. How reliable is that? From a banking standpoint, how reliable is that? It's not. It's not at all. But I pulled it off. So I got the seller to split that parcel, the house in one, or acre and a half, and seller carry on the rest. But the other key point on that is that, and that's what this is the opportunity that I'm talking about now. Everything now I'm looking at is high DOM, days on market. Okay, what does that tell you, Mike? DOM.
And no one's buying. No demand.
Right. But what does that do for that seller in terms of you negotiating with them?
Puts them under some pressure, or
It's
if they-
opportunity.
yeah.
So being positive now, I'm looking for properties that have a high DOM.
Yeah.
Okay. So back then, with the other acreage, the other negative is that this parcel is right next to I-95. It's a busy interstate.
Mm-hmm.
But I started picking off a lot at a time. I got into building that.
Okay.
Okay. I was hiring the builder, did a spec home, sold it. Hired a builder, spec home, sold it. Hired home, I did 3 homes. That got me going. In the meantime, that was blow and go.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked that. In the meantime, though, I was doing approvals to get, I think it was 11 or 12 other parcels approved by the city of Scarborough. And it went through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what's unique is there was no product. So we were now getting into like 85, 86.
Okay.
No inventory. So I found that though he or she that controls the inventory controls the market.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when becoming an agent, I focus on getting the listing, because if I got the listings, I controlled the marketplace. I was in control. That's
Mm-hmm.
call it the entrepreneurial thing or control freak thing, whatever you want. I controlled my income.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I found a builder that wanted to buy 10 lots. I said, great. I'll sell them to you, but I get the listings.
Mm-hmm.
So you found the land, you got them approved. You did all the work for the land.
I put the streets in.
Oh, wow.
We did septic, public water, underground cable, and that internet wasn't even around then. But I also plugged in the landscaping. So I found other property a mile or so away. They were growing. There was a lot of wild white pine, and with a landscape background, I thought, wait a minute, how can I make these lots more desirable?
Yeah.
I brought white pine in and wrapped the property lines.
Mm.
So I was creating the atmosphere because using my past experience. But with Mike Smith, he gave me the listings.
So let me ask you this, Dave, because I know right now in this time of day, with the way the market is, a lot of people are talking about creative financing, right? And I know that you are doing it right now with land. So how do you position that conversation? Let's just say if one of our listeners say, okay, I don't have the money. I want to do kind of what Frank was doing. I mean, not Frank, Dave. I want to do what Dave was doing and try and find a seller, that's high days on market on the MLS. How do you kind of introduce that conversation to them?
Well, the other thing I found then was Dale Carnegie, the motivational speaker, right? And this gets down to basics, Marcus. Attention, interest, conviction, desire, close.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're smiling.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Marketing.
The 5 effective steps of selling.
Right.
So what I do first is I get to know that person. I find out what they want, and then I show them how to get it.
Okay.
And in this case that we're talking about, for a prospective investor out there, look around where the market is moving.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. Where's the path of progress?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that. And then find a motivated seller. Now, in terms of our marketplace, I feel we're still a little bit early.
Okay.
To find the real motivated seller. There might be some high DOM out there, but not that much. They're going to be coming.
Okay.
Okay. You find those, you show, and you help the people to get out of it. In terms of we're talking about seller carry, okay, you say, okay, Bobby, I want to buy this. I don't have enough money. Let's partner on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can give you 10, 12% interest. Will that help you? Yeah. And if I give you 20, 30, 40,000%, 20, 30, 40% down, will that help you? Yes. They're good to go.
Okay.
But let's say they can't and they want to totally cash out. In the meantime, I build a network of people, and we're at AZREIA right now. So you find a network of people at AZREIA, people that know, like, and trust you, and vice versa, and you end up partnering.
Okay.
So true, man. It's like, give a lot of good information. So to go back a little bit, so America was being built, like housing was being built, like all throughout early 1900s, but like up until the 60s, you start talking about the 70s at the 22% interest. So now that we have neighborhoods, or we're still building neighborhoods.
Right.
And so when you say 22%, you had to figure it out. I truly feel that's when all the creative strategies came to play.
Right.
Because you had no choice.
You had to survive.
You had to survive. So when it's funny, so when like you hear all the marketing gimmicks on all the strategies in today's world, that's how it really came from. What you experienced,
Right.
You had to be the creative problem.
Exactly.
And we have so this is what I want to say about Dave. He's a forever learner, and that's what we promote here at AZREIA.
Right.
He's in our 6-week training for creative finance
Correct.
right now. It's like, you don't even need
And
it.
I'm sitting there, and I'm
Yeah.
in my own way, I'm struggling. Going
Yeah.
back to this slide dial and things like that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about.
Yeah, you can always pick up something.
There's a conversation we'll have after the meeting here
of course.
on that. But I mean, it's a way to do it, because going back to then, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Picking up the phone.
Dialing for
Yeah.
dollars and knocking on doors.
Yeah. Still works today.
So as a listing agent, I knew, because what I learned from Charlie Weber, my broker at the time, that's who sold me my parcel. He or she that provides the product wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome, man.
That's what it's all about. But you got to also work.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't be lazy about it.
That's the biggest problem, I think, for
There's-
people that don't get it off the ground, is they're afraid to put in the work.
Right.
Or maybe not even, they might not be afraid of work, but I don't even know. There's other things where I feel like sometimes people feel like it might work, so they're scared.
Okay, but to that point,
Yeah.
the party that is buying my notes from me,
Okay.
he was one of my coaches in my note
Mhm.
days back in the day. So what he's done with his students is he partners with them. He goes into that note with 10%. They come in with 90%. He's got the relationships, and he walks them through it, the comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you offering, Mike, with
Same thing.
AZREIA?
Yeah.
You've got experienced folks out there. You know, one of the guys in your training is Wayne Hyatt.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
very experienced.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, he's a white-haired guy too.
Yeah.
Right. But my point is that you find an experienced, seasoned
Mm-hmm.
investor, somebody that you can trust, and you run with them.
Yeah. Piece of the pie is better than no pie.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So,
And that's not to give it away.
yeah. So can you just, we didn't dive into this, but just explain what a note is, because we've been throwing that around.
A note is a mortgage,
Okay.
for lack of another term.
Mm-hmm.
So in Arizona, it might be a deed of trust. Land contracts are getting frowned upon by the powers to be, so maybe not there. But just it's a mortgage.
Right. It's an agreement.
It's an
Yeah.
agreement.
Mhm.
You're going to do something, and if you don't do it, you're going to lose. They're going
Right,
to take it. from
right.
you.
Okay.
But you just make your payments.
And you're buying the land cash in Tonopah, right? And then you're selling it as if you're the bank.
Correct. I am the bank.
You are the bank. Yes.
But,
yeah,
but
correct.
Now this is key in terms of what you're doing, Mike, and the folks that are watching. Don't just go out there and create a note at 3% or 4% interest. You're going to get hammered on the resale. You're going to lose big time.
Okay.
Call up your note buyer and say, I want to do this. What will you pay?
All right, slow down. So really, I like what you're saying. So you're finding the land, you do all the work, all the grind, you buy the land, you split the land. And you can even just buy a parcel and redo this, just
Correct.
for everyone listening.
Right.
And then you find the end buyers that would want to buy it, and you would become, okay, so first you bought it for 30, hypothetically,
Yep.
one parcel, and you usually sell it at what, roughly?
So let's
On
say
a
I'm
mortgage.
buying a parcel for 90 grand or 80 grand.
Okay.
And I'll get five parcels out of that.
Okay.
And I'm reselling it for 30.
Okay.
Each
I
individual-
gotta do my fingers
each
on
parcel.
that. Yeah,
Each
so you're at
individual.
150.
So 150, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 90 to acquire it, and you're selling it on the end on a mortgage note at 150. Then, once you create that $50,000 or that $150,000 mortgage, you're selling that to another note buyer
Right.
after you
And-
create
and
the product.
The real numbers right now are the typical lot that I'm selling for 30 grand.
Okay.
The deal is structured where then I get $10,000 from that buyer.
Okay.
So they have a sense of ownership. They want to own a piece of America. They're
Mhm.
migrants,
Right.
if I can use that word. It's not negative. It's
Right.
and they don't care about the 12% interest rate. But also because of where the economy is going, you might have an amortization of 250 months. That's okay, but you want to have a 4-year balloon because you don't want it to go out there because who knows where the market, where the economy is going to be short term. So your investors know that they're going to be out in 4 years, and the buyer knows. They know up front, you explain to them what's going on with that they're going to have to pay it off in 4 years or before.
Yeah, and then they're only at 20 grand, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And some of them say, well, can I pay it off early? I'm thinking,
Usually,
that's the guy I want.
Yeah.
Why not?
Right. Exactly.
So then you create these 5 notes, all at 20 grand.
Yep.
12%.
Correct.
And then you sell the note.
And you set it up with an outside servicing company.
Okay.
Whether it be your West Stars or your Allies or SN or whoever. But the note buyer pays the servicing fees. Push all the costs onto them. So therefore, your end buyer, when they come in, all they got to do is just buy you out. You just assign the note to them, and you get paid off. And you get a title policy.
So you're buying the 30. Well, I know you do 5, but you're buying the 30,000. What are you usually buying a $30,000 parcel at?
12,000.
12. Yeah, totally get it. You're
typically a 1 to 2
essentially getting
ratio.
all your money back
because
when-
because you got to pay commissions and things like that if you're going to go that way, and you want the exposure through the MLS. And I have a special arrangement with Wayne Hyatt where we work back and forth. So he wins, I win, and it's just the friendship. It's a working relationship.
It's a journey, man.
So you finding the majority of your deals, Dave, on the MLS when it comes
at
to
this point in time, but it's getting harder and harder because there's a lot of unrealistic sellers out there. And that's why I joined Mike's program.
Okay.
Because I've got to get outside that box.
And we pulled you that list.
Great. And we'll talk about that
Yes,
too.
all right.
There's 3 phone numbers per name though on that list.
Yeah, I know. Got to call them all. So now, okay, another thing. So sellers being unrealistic. Let's talk about that. There's a lot there. However, let's talk about what's going on next to Tonopah. Bill Gates.
Well, that Belmont.
Belmont, yes.
Correct.
That's somebody the size of Pittsburgh. That's
Right.
what I'm told. So all these people new to America buying this land for 30 grand on seller carry, they're winning too. Like in
It's a
a
total
couple
win-win
years,
for
they're
everybody.
they're going to be building houses on that. Right now, they're probably putting mobiles on there. I can imagine. Or
Well, the first question the migrants want to know is, can we put up a manufactured home?
Yeah.
That's so important. They want that.
everyone does, man. A lot of people. My wife has a couple lots down on south of, like Avondale, Goodyear, but south of Buckeye. It's far west. It's south of Tonopah, under the Gila River. If it's not
Think
without
about that
water.
for a minute. Yeah.
But anyways, 30,000 lots. On MLS, they're 30,000.
Right.
You know, and there's solar farms out there. There's so much going on.
That's the other thing. There's 4,200 acres being rezoned for solar.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing I'm looking for is there power around there? Because I don't. Some of my folks, they don't mind putting up their own solar, but some want power. And the other thing, Mike, is what's another big expense in rentals? Insurance is gone.
Yeah, doubles.
So then when you're buying this, you want to make sure you're not buying a flood zone.
And there's a lot out there.
There's
some
a lot out
yeah.
there. And you can't rely upon the marketers in the MLS. They don't understand.
Yeah.
You've got to do your own research.
Oh, so true. Yeah, if you're buying from a wholesaler, no one does the research,
No,
dude.
no.
Yeah,
just assume everybody's lying.
exactly. Do your own due diligence.
Right.
That's
That's
right.
it.
But you
That's our
have
number
to-
one thing.
You have to assume that.
Yeah.
But if you get those few things in mind, it's all good. It doesn't matter if there's a gravel street or a dirt road. The other place where I bought, and they did the solar farms, they're bringing in old pavement from some other construction project.
Mm-hmm.
The blacktop, they're putting that down. They're creating the pavement, the gravel roads or the blacktop roads. It's just happening.
Yeah. Repurposing.
Right.
So what are you seeing right now, Dave, in the market? Because again, you have multiple years of experience, seeing multiple cycles. What are you seeing right now?
Right now,
Share your insight.
what I'm seeing is layoffs are with AI. There's going to be a lot of layoffs.
Okay.
Now, if you're a landlord and you lose and your renter loses their job, how's that going to impact you?
Going to impact a lot.
Exactly. And now, what if, as a landlord, when you bought that property, you were buying it on the edge?
Edge of town is what you're.
No,
Or no.
I meant
the
in terms
edge
of
of price.
valuation.
Oh, got it, got it.
Forcing the numbers.
God, yeah, yeah.
They're going to be hammered.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta buy it.
Now, what happened in 08? We got crucified.
Mhm.
I see that coming again. So a
Okay.
lot of people disagree with me. That's okay.
Mhm.
So that's all. It's all negative. But what that also means, as an investor, there's going to be more opportunity coming than you could ever imagine. So right now, position yourself, get out of debt, and create a lot of liquidity.
Okay. So you're saying right now, slow down on the buying, watch, and build up your liquidity, build up your cash so you can deploy it when things.
Right. Okay. And just because everybody else is doing it and paying just whatever,
Mhm.
wholesalers are having trouble selling right now. There's crickets out there.
Lock it up too high. It's like the house is worth 400. They're trying to sell it at 300, and renovations are 100 grand, man.
Yep.
Like I get like
The numbers are just out.
yeah,
I was looking at some of
Costs.
this stuff from Nick Reventure.
yeah. I don't know.
The numbers
okay.
in 21 were, the buy numbers were probably 60% of where they are now. It's going to come down.
And that's another. Even if you aren't liquid, you might be sitting here going, "Oh, well, he's telling me to be liquid. I pay off my debt, and I'm just getting by, whatever it is. Have a few grand. What can I do with that?" Well, it's like that's what the creative strategies are for.
Correct.
You know
That
you know.
or you find the product and find somebody with the
Partner.
money and partner up, the
That's
JVs.
it. It's
That's going to
simple
be big
as
too.
that.
But make sure that you make that agreement is not just totally structured over here
Mhm.
with your partner.
Yeah.
It's got to be fair.
It's so real. Give us a home run deal
Home run deal.
through any year, anytime, anything.
So let's say that you're looking at a product now
Okay.
and it's on the market for, or it's worth
Or
five-
meaning like something you experienced, something that changed your life in real estate, like putting a deal together.
Okay. Well, just that deal and going back to Portland, Maine,
Uh-huh.
if I can go back that far.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I paid, I think, $130 for the whole project. The house was refinanced at 70. I had the dirt. By the time it was all said and done, just on the dirt, I ended up making $300,000 in $1987 as a rookie.
And that was on the sale of the land to
That's
the
just
builder.
the land.
Then you got the listings.
Then I got the listings on top of that. Yes.
Wow.
But also I used that experience to go to other investors and help them to get their projects through the city hall, through the town council.
There you
And I got the listings on that.
Wow. Yeah, you brought value to the table.
So yeah, being resourceful.
Right. And then another home run is after 08, there was a lot of notes available from all this cheap product that was being sold. So we could look at spreadsheets and there might be 100 notes on there. We were buying those notes at a 25 and 30% yield or return on our money.
Mhm.
Wow. So what would you do with them? So you would buy the note.
So with the Note Investors Forum, which is a meetup that I used to have,
Mhm. Okay.
we'd partner, myself and another party. We'd go on 50-50 or I'd finance it. They'd bring it to me. Typically I would find it. I would speak, to my audience. If anybody wants to join me, right? They'd raise their hand. We'd get together and we'd buy it. So we'd buy them together
Awesome.
at that yield. And then we'd resell them or hold them for a while, whatever. But we never lost money on it because we knew the deal. We knew what was going on.
Right.
And then to our earlier point, I was only buying in the red states because I knew what the politics would be.
Yeah, it's
And I
huge.
couldn't get hurt.
Makes sense. Yeah, protect yourself, man.
Right.
So we kind of talked.
So to that point, we were making, we were doubling, tripling our money when it was all said and done.
It's amazing.
But on the other thing, Mike, is I was brokering a lot of notes.
Mm.
Okay. And there are wholesalers out there that will just buy notes.
Mhm.
So on a brokerage thing, I'd make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, or But some of these notes, they were written with a 4 or 5% interest rate. I'm not going to pay that.
Okay.
So it might have a balance of, let's say, $30,000. I'd offer $15,000 and get the yield up to 25 and 30%.
Nice, man.
So right now, Dave, you're doing land out in Tonopah.
Or any place that makes sense.
Okay.
But Tonopah is where it's making sense at the moment.
So how easy or difficult is it to find those deals right now? What's
It's difficult.
changed? Okay.
Mostly because the agents that are listing them don't know what they're doing. It's all pie in the sky. The sellers don't have enough pain yet.
Okay.
There's got to be more pain coming to the marketplace. It's just not there yet, but it's coming. And what the national, international economics that are out there's going to be a lot of pain coming, and people are going to need money, and that's where you can come in. You're not taking advantage of people. You're there to help them.
Solve problems.
Right. And that's what I'm doing. I'm a problem solver.
Yeah. Going back to the 70s, when you can't sell the property, you're going to know the creative strategies that bring to the table and get them out of it.
And
Awesome.
in terms of your listeners, with myself, I'll talk to you about your deals for free for a period of time. But when you want to get more, then it's going to be partnering up.
There you go. Call Dave.
You got to give, no different than you or Marcus.
Yeah, I hear it.
I don't mind helping people. It's all good.
Right.
All good.
But you've got to treat people fairly and with respect.
Okay.
That's number one.
So what do you think about the notes business in general going today forward? Do you see, is it worth trying, getting into, learning? What are your thoughts?
I think because of the price point of the houses now, it's harder to sell a $100,000 or $200,000 note. It's just not out there. I won't buy them. It's too much investment.
Yeah.
But there are other people that that might be in the stock market and they want to get a decent yield.
Yeah.
So you structure it and you get a brokerage fee off of that.
Nice.
Could be 3%, 4%, 5%, whatever you can negotiate and make it work. Not with the idea of taking advantage of people, but you got to make a living. They got to make their money.
Right.
But you make sure it's structured right, and then you educate your buyer why it's good.
Yeah. All right, good, man. So anything else?
So what's next for you?
I'm
Dave?
just looking for more dirt.
Okay. So how can we reach you if you got dirt? How can we find you? How can we give you a call and say, hey, Dave, think this might be a possible deal? How can we reach you?
Call me.
Okay.
If you put my number on the screen.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you physically, my number's 480.
There you go.
232-5477.
Yeah.
Okay.
My email's dave@davefranecki.com. You can go to my website, capstonecapitalusa.com. I also have another website for Seller Carry, seller-carry.com, which goes into a lot of this stuff. Also, on both of these websites, I've got YouTubes from back in the days with the Note Investors Forum.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, so
Short 5-minute deals, and it just goes over the variables on that.
Great,
Okay.
man. Love
But
it.
that's the best way. You can text me, but I don't do a lot of texting. I would rather work face to face with people. And that's just, there's just more. I want to be, we're human.
Right.
I don't want to be stuck in a digital world.
interaction.
Way. Right.
Okay.
Awesome. Man.
You smile when I said that.
Yeah, I get it, man. Before Marcus wraps up, man. So 12 essential steps to becoming a real estate investor. It's a 12 email series that I send you. So if you go to azreia.org/12 steps, 12 steps, you'll start getting emails for 12 days. And I encourage you to reply, and I will personally reply to you. So 12 steps to become an essential real estate investor. Let's get you started. So that's what I got to say.
And then also, I answer my phone.
Yeah, you
That's
do.
an anomaly.
Right?
Yeah,
The simple things make you stand out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The fundamentals.
Know, like, and respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. I hear
That's what it's all about. We're humans.
Well, any last parting words, Dave? I think that was a good way to
We're
sign
human.
off. Yeah, we're humans.
We're
Yeah.
humans, and just treat people fairly.
Okay.
That's the bottom line.
Great
Don't
job.
get so wrapped up in
Yeah.
all the legalese and all that stuff. And the other thing is, on dirt, your biggest friend is your surveyor.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
The surveyor in Maine and the Hal Epperson here in Arizona, they got a lot of gray matter up there, and it's
Mhm.
free.
Okay.
Not to take advantage of them,
Right.
Yeah.
but they can
It's
help you.
resourceful.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, thank you for the insights. It was a pleasure
Mhm.
having you around the community and having you on the show. Those of you that are listening, watching, if you need some more information about AZREIA, just go to azreia.org. That's azreia.org, and get all of the information about what's going on here in Arizona market, as well as across the Western Seaboard. And we would love for you to attend one of our events. So
And I'd like to add to that too. So, Mike,
Yes.
you bought from Alan Langston,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you have haves and wants.
Yes.
You have a lot of interaction.
Mm-hmm.
You can create a huge network just getting around and being friendly with everybody at the 2 or 3 meetings that you have.
Did you come to PREC? We call it PREC, Phoenix Real Estate Club. For
Yeah.
those that are listening.
Right.
Yeah, we get 40 to 50 people a month in there.
Right.
And what he's talking about is the haves and wants. You get to stand up and go, I have a 3-2 for sale, or I am an electrician and I'm looking to offer my service. Or you could say, I need for rental property, I need a mentor, whatever it is. And then you just connect the dots all night inside the room. And then which is even crazier, is we take the information, all the haves and wants, we email it to the entire database, and we put it in our online forum. So you can go back over a year in our online forum and probably call 300-400 real estate investors.
Right.
It's like you could basically have a lead system,
You can get
networking
your own
system.
AI database off of that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't even just part of your membership.
Right.
We just give
Yeah.
it to you.
Yeah,
So,
so it's cheap.
You got to work it.
But that's what I had to do when I got back into the business.
And the people in the room are the ones working it. That's why they're back every
Exactly.
But,
So to that,
yeah. Thank you for sharing.
what
I
you're
forgot about
offering
that.
is like over the top good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. I'm good,
That's-
Marcus.
yeah,
We're
that's-
good. That's a
okay,
wrap.
great.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Dave.
Appreciate it.
Passive, really I think this massive. Stable cash flow, lavish. All the finance for the masses. This 14% in manufactured housing. Really, all the deals I be doing is kinda hard to keep on counting. Not really. 10% for the year. It's clear this the new way. Little competition in my arena. Need a house cost arena strategy.
For 10 to 14% returns. Invest today with Silvercrest Opportunity Fund.
10% passive, the checks I blind on with collateral.
Thanks for listening to the AZREIA Show with your hosts, Marcus Maloney and Mike Delprete. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you found this information valuable, head over to azreia.org and learn more about our community.